Are you curious about Retatrutide and whether it might be a future option for weight management? It's a question we're hearing more and more, so let's look at what the current evidence actually tells us. And just to be clear up front, this video is for information only and isn't a substitute for personalised medical advice. Retatrutide is still an investigational medicine. It hasn't been approved by the MHRA or EMA yet, which means it isn't available as a licensed treatment in the UK. But because it's generating significant interest, it's worth understanding what we know so far, and importantly, what we don't. So what makes Retatrutide different from medicines like semaglutide or tirzepatide? It's what's called a triple receptor agonist. It activates 3 hormone receptors at once: GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. Most existing weight loss medicines target 1 or 2 of these. By targeting all 3, Retatrutide works to reduce appetite, support insulin secretion, and may increase energy expenditure. It may also help reduce fat in the liver, though the longer-term human effects of this are still being established. Broader mechanism doesn't automatically mean safer or better, it means the full picture is still being built. Phase 2 clinical trials have run up to 48 weeks, giving us some early data on side effects. The most commonly reported ones are gastrointestinal, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. These tend to be most pronounced during dose escalation, when the dose is gradually increased over time. This pattern is consistent with other medicines in the GLP-1 class. Beyond those common effects, there are potential longer-term risks that researchers are actively monitoring. These include pancreatitis, gallbladder disease, and loss of lean muscle mass. There's also a concern about early worsening of diabetic retinopathy in people who experience rapid improvements in blood sugar, something already observed with other medicines in this class. One finding worth highlighting is an increase in resting heart rate. This has been observed in trial data and is something clinicians will want to monitor, particularly in people with pre-existing cardiovascular conditions. There's also a kidney consideration. Persistent gastrointestinal side effects, particularly vomiting and diarrhea, can lead to dehydration, which raises the risk of acute kidney injury. This risk is higher in older adults and in people already taking diuretics or medicines that affect the kidneys, such as RAS blocking drugs. If that applies to you, it's an important conversation to have with your doctor. On thyroid risk, rodent studies with GLP-1 receptor agonists have shown thyroid C-cell tumours. The relevance to humans isn't currently known, and people with a personal or family history of medullary thyroid carcinoma or MEN2 syndrome are excluded from Retatrutide trials as a precaution. Because Retatrutide isn't licensed yet, it's not something you can be prescribed through standard NHS or private routes right now. But if you're interested in future options for weight management, it's worth speaking to your doctor about your current health profile, including any cardiovascular, kidney, thyroid, or eye conditions, and asking about existing licensed options in the meantime. If you're taking part in a clinical trial, report any side effects to your study team first, as they'll guide you through the process. You, or your study team, can also report suspected side effects to the MHRA via the Yellow Card scheme at yellowcard.mhra.gov.uk. Reporting matters, it's how the safety profile of medicines like Retatrutide gets built over time. So, a few key takeaways. Retatrutide is not yet licensed in the UK, and its long-term safety profile is still being established. The most commonly reported side effects so far are gastrointestinal, but there are other potential risks, including effects on heart rate, kidneys, and possibly the thyroid, that require careful monitoring. If you have questions about your own health and future treatment options, please speak to a healthcare professional. If you found this helpful, leave a comment below. We'd love to know what topics you'd like us to cover next. Like this video and subscribe to the Bolt Pharmacy channel to stay up to date with clear, medically grounded health information. We'll see you in the next one.